close your eyes. Let us begin today's prayer session with 3 rounds of Omkar. Close your eyes. Inhale. सर्वेषां शुभमस्तु। Shloka from Gita, 11th chapter, 2nd verse. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam Shrutau vistarasho maya Tvattah kamalapatraksha Mahatmyamapi chavyayam. Meaning, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of all living beings, O lotus-eyed one, and also about your eternal magnificence.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Suprabhatam. We first see the word split. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam Shrutau vistarashaha maya Tvattaha kamalapatraksha Mahatmyam api cha avyayam. So these are the initial shlokas of the Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, the 11th chapter, where the cosmic form of Bhagavan is seen by Arjuna. So the plain meaning is Maya, by me, Shrutau, have been heard. What have been heard? Bhutanam bhavapyayau. Bhutanam, of the beings, bhava apyaya. Bhava is creation, apyaya is a dissolution. So by me, it has been heard. What has been heard? The creation and dissolution of the bhutas, of all the creation of the beings. How have it been heard? Vistarasha, in detail. From where did I hear all these things? Tvattaha, from you. From you. Who are you? Kamalapatraksha. You are the one who is a lotus-eyed, not lotus-eyed exactly, Kamalapatra aksha. Lotus leaf-eyed. Kamala is lotus, Kamalapatra is lotus leaf, and aksha is the eye. So, O Krishna, the form of Krishna is described. Arjuna celebrates the form of Krishna and says that I have heard all these from you, O lotus leaf-eyed one. What is the meaning of lotus leaf-eyed one? Means lotus leaf, if you can see, it will be very, very wide. It will be very flat and wide. So the physical beauty of Krishna, the wide-eyed nature has been heard. In Samudrika Lakshana, in that Shastra it has been said that the eyes should ideally, or especially the eyebrows should go till the ears. So it should be so wide. So that is the symmetry that the Shastras prescribe about the eye. So for Rama also the symmetry has been spoken. So Ajanu Bahu. So the arms should reach till the knees. Normally when we stand, our hands do not reach till the knee. So Ajanu Bahu, Kamalapatraksha, all these are the physical symmetries that have been studied in our Samudrika Lakshana Shastra. So according to that, Krishna is glorified as Kamalapatraksha. This is the physical dimension. This is a philosophical text. Is there a philosophical connotation to the word Kamalapatraksha? Why not? Kamalapatra means Padmapatra. Padmapatram ivambhasa. So just like the water does not drench or make wet the lotus leaf, though it is always on the water, but the lotus leaf does not get drenched. So just like that. So the one who is dispassionate. So Kamalapatra Aksha. So the one who has a dispassionate way of looking at things. Detached or unattached way of looking. This is objectivity. So if we get involved in certain things too much, we lose that objectivity So, Kamalapatraksha means, so two dimensions. That's the beauty of Sanskrita. One is the superficial physical dimension that is also equally appropriate. And then the philosophical meaning is also there where Arjuna glorifies Krishna as the one with the perception of a person endowed with the perception of dispassion and objectivity. O Krishna, such Krishna, I have heard from you in detail about the creation and dissolution of all the beings. And then, Mahatmyam apicha avyayam. Avyayam, endless or inexhaustible. Mahatmyam, greatness of the divinity. So, especially in the 9th chapter, all the Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya Jagat Viparivartate, Prakritim Swam Avashtabhya, Visrijami Punah Punah. In all those previous chapters, I have heard about all these things in great detail. So this he mentions. See, all these are the preface, or the Avataranika, or the Bhumika towards the next shloka, where he is going to ask, I have heard all these things, can you show me all these things? So that he is going to place it later. So this is the leading shlokas towards that. Now one thing, if we want to read in between the lines, that is the superficial, literal, direct meaning of all this, which is very clear, very evident. If we read in between the words of Arjuna, if you compare the previous style of questioning of Arjuna and the questioning style that he has adopted in this chapter, you can see a remarkable maturity in the way in which Arjuna has questioned Krishna. Previously, especially in the 2nd chapter, in the 5th chapter, you see an impatient Arjuna. He is asking that Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasi me. See, you speak about the greatness of Jnana Yoga, you speak about the greatness of Karma Yoga, or you say that Jnana is better than Karma, but you want me to do Karma. See, you are a confusing person. He directly says that, an impatient way of questioning. And then later in the 5th chapter, Arjuna says, Sanyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shamsasi yet shreya ekayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. See, you are confusing me between sannyasa and karma yoga. Please clarify, determine one thing and advise one thing to me. Don't put me in confusion. Such was the impatient questioning that Arjuna used to do in the previous chapters. But now come to the 10th chapter, how he beautifully summarizes what all he has learned in just 2 shlokas. Madanugrahaya paramam guhyamadhyatma samhitam yatvayoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama bhavapte yogi bhutanam, and so on and so forth. So, for my benefit only you have spoken all these things. Earlier, compare, you are confusing me. That was the earlier tone of Arjuna. Now he has mellowed down, he has matured, he has understood, he has grasped the pattern of teaching of Krishna. And so he says, all that you have spoken to me is for my blessing, mad anugrahaya. So you spoke to me about the Adhyatma Vidya. I understood. Because of that, my moha has gone, my aviveka, my delusion has gone, and you have also spoken about the creation and dissolution of all beings. You also elaborated about the greatness of the cosmic being, which is you. So this is how the maturity in the questioner, we can see, this is not noted in any commentary. People always focus on what Krishna says. Of course, the impact of the teachings of Krishna is seen in Arjuna's expression. So that we can observe when we observe the pattern. And also, the teacher always likes a summary from the student. So if the teacher has taught and the student has grasped it, the teacher would expect a beautiful summary from the student. These are all you have taught, sir. Now let me ask a question based. So please tell me whether I have summarized your teaching properly. The same thing happens in the Kathopanishad also. Nachiketas asks various questions. So Nachiketas is merely portrayed as a questioner. How beautiful student he is, how he grasps the essence of the teachings of Yama. So that is there, that is missed out. That is missed out in the gap of the various other flow of thoughts there. Lokati madhyam tamuvacha tasmai ya ishtaka yavatirva yathava sachapi tat pratyavadat yathoktam athasya mrityuhu punarevaha pushtaha. So for all the questions that Nachiketas asked, so Yama explains beautifully, and what Nachiketas does is sachapi tat pratyavadat yathoktam. He beautifully grasps everything and then repeats, summarizes all the teachings that Yama gave him, and Yama becomes mighty pleased and then immediately offers a garland of gold and also asks him if you have any further question. The teacher opens up when the student grasps the essence of teaching, summarizes the teaching of the teacher and presents it to the teacher and then asks from that. So rather than becoming an impatient student like Arjuna in the initial phases, we can see a matured student in Arjuna where he beautifully and also humbly, he says Mad Anugrahaya Kamala Patraksha. In this way, the maturing of a student, that is also becoming evident as the chapters proceed. So in the subsequent shloka, he is now going to place the question. So that's how questions are to be placed. You have to set the context, summarize the teachings, and from there, if the question arises, it will be good for the answerer, and it will also be a healthy discussion that ensues between the teacher and the student. So these methodological, see, Bhagavad Gita is glorified for its philosophy. Bhagavad Gita should also be observed for the pedagogical, methodological aspects also, which becomes very evident from this shloka.
Shanti mantra all together. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I request Vajasa to host please. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Madhyaya Shitaram, Sasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Bolo Bharat Mata